Welcome to this week's Monday Motivation video. And so guys, today our topic is the way to greatness is the service of many. And so that was one thing that Jesus was trying to get across to the disciples, is that, that they were here to serve others, to put others' needs before their own. So let's read Philippians 2, 3, and 4. It says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourself. Each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also in the interest of others. Your attitude should be the same as that of Jesus Christ." And so that pretty much sums up everything. Jesus intended for us to serve others. That's our whole purpose of being here. And we're caught up in a world today where everything is about me, 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 me. A perfect example of that would be like the COVID. During that time, everyone had an opinion, and opinions were running rampant, of what was best. And but people were focusing more on themselves. What was best for me, not what was best for your neighbor. And that is something, that as humans, we tend to do. We think of ourselves. I've been caught up in that. We're only human, but that's not what God had intended. Jesus was the perfect example of what a servant should be. He did not worry about himself. He put himself last. Look what he did. He died on the cross for you and I. He suffered tremendously, and it's something that we can't even fathom what he went through. Did he stop and look at himself and be like, I'm not going to do this. I don't want this because it's, it might hurt me. We don't know hurt. The hurt and the suffering and the pain that he went through mentally and physically is beyond our comprehension. And so he was the perfect example of what a servant truly is, and that is to put yourself on the back burner and put others before you. So here's a question to ponder on. Who are you serving? Are you serving man, yourself, or God? And that's something that each person can answer on their own, but take time to think on that. How can you serve? God gave each one of us a talent. So that's something that we can use. We can use our talent to serve others. And when we think of talents, we all automatically think of music or singing or something like that. And that is important, and that is one way to serve someone. But it's like, what is your abilities? Take time to think on that too. We each have been given a talent, some more than one. How can we use those to serve not only God, but one another? Serve with what you have. Remember the woman in Mark 14:8, the woman with the alabaster box? She had oil in it. She served with what she had. The widow that only had a mite to give, she gave everything that she had. Maybe you can volunteer to serve someone, whether it be feeding the hungry, whether it's volunteering at a nursing home, a hospital, the senior center, helping out in the community, helping in your church, teaching a class, singing, mowing the yard of the church, helping a neighbor in need. It goes on and on and on, the things that you could do to serve someone else. So my mom is someone that I automatically think of when I hear the word servant. Grew up watching her, and she has been a great example. She wouldn't like me telling this, but seriously, she has been. When there was a death in whether it was family members or church family or whatever, she was the first on the scene with food, organizing the dinner, for the family of the day of the funeral. Just always helping someone that was in need. helping. We had people show up at our church that, that needed some help, and she was the first, to jump in. That's what we're supposed to do. And when you serve someone else, not only do you feel good yourself, but you know that you're doing the right thing. You're doing what you're called to do, because we were all called to be a servant, and we're supposed to be like Christ. And like I said, he was the perfect servant. And so stop and think of the ways that that you can actually help someone else. And we all get caught up in wanting to do things for ourselves. Our time is precious to us, so a lot of us work. And so when we have time off, especially on the weekends, what do we want to do? We want to go do something for ourselves. And I think that that's good to a point, but when it consumes us and we end up doing that every single time we get a break, when are you taking time to serve someone else? The rest of the time you're working. And like I said, I understand, there's times you just need to get away, but when it completely consumes you, then you need to stop and think, what are we here to do really? And that is to reach out, spread the word of Jesus Christ, and to serve others. And so if I stepped on any toes, I apologize, because I'm as guilty as anybody of this. So a lot of the things that I said today, is for me as well. So I'm definitely not passing any judgment on anyone. What I'm saying is that we were put here on this earth for a reason. And that is to serve God, spread the word of Jesus Christ, and to serve others. And so just think about those things, and think about just how much time are you spending doing those things. So guys, if I can be of any help, please reach out to me. I would love to visit with you. So may God bless you, and happy trails.